Hello everybody and welcome back to Dan-Ger. I hope you are all doing wonderful, and we're here today in a village of Barford, which is 2 miles outside the town of Warwick. But if you don't know what the difference between a town and a village is, today we're going to sort it out once and for all, and I may even talk about hamlets at the end of this video. So let's go. So the word village comes from a French word meaning a group of buildings. But what is a village? To be classified as a village, a settlement must have both a place of worship and a central meeting point. In the past, villages grew as small farming communities, living off the land which they farmed themselves. Nowadays, villages may be close to towns or large urban areas. However, the image which is brought to mind is still of a fairly small collection of houses, perhaps centred around a central square with a friendly community atmosphere, and then people that always stare at you when you walk into the pubs. You know the ones, you know what I mean. Anyway, let's go and find out what towns are all about. So the word town comes from an old English word that referred to a walled or fenced place, such as a farm, village or courtyard. Our modern word refers to a populated areas with fixed boundaries and local governments. Towns are usually bigger than villages, but smaller than cities. The term can also refer to its inhabitants or townspeople. In times gone by, in England and Wales, the status of towns was traditionally reserved for market towns, which was different to villages and hamlets because there were local economic centres, and more often than not were large and had more facilities. Nowadays, a town usually refers to a market town, settlements with a town council or larger settlements that can't be classified as a city. So basically, when I think of a village, I think of a small place with a couple of houses, maybe one local shop like this, or a pub, or just a place for people to gather, maybe has a church, or maybe it doesn't. A town, to me, would have like a large shopping area of 1 or 2 shops, and also would have to have a church. But let's go and find out what a city actually is. So here we are at last. What is a city? A city will typically be larger than a town and have multiple places of worship or several meeting points. Traditionally in England and Wales, city status was given to settlements with cathedrals, though this is no longer a requirement. I didn't know that. I thought it still had to have a cathedral, so I've learned something as well. City status is granted by the reigning monarch, usually to commemorate special occasions. So there we have it. You now know the difference between a town, a city and a village. But I did promise I'd explain what hamlets are. So let's do that. So here we have it, one little extra. What is a hamlet? And it's not a play by Shakespeare. You're not funny. A hamlet is a small settlement that has no central place of worship and no meeting points, for example, a village hall. Picture, if you will, in your brain box, a handful of houses dotted along a road or a crossroad, perhaps situated with some other settlements by countryside or farmland. I love farmland. Can't beat the smell of shit in the morning. So that is it for now. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it and you finally know what the difference is between a village, town and a city. I'm going to just check out what's on at the local village hall, and I'll see you all next time. Take care of yourselves, stay safe out there. Cheery bye.